Let's head to the markets now with Will Ibong. I know that the NGX was fluctuating. I don't know where it ended. Where did it stop?
I did see it I wouldn't call it a soft landing, but at the 100,000 level. It can't be soft. It's not a soft landing. It was still at 100,000 at the time I checked. I don't know if it has flipped back.
Yeah, but I know at some point it dropped below
99,000. So it was like, oh my, we've lost that 100K level. But hopefully it's sustained at the close of business. Let's just see that, Ini. Hopefully. Let's keep fingers crossed. So we're just beginning with major equities in Africa. We see the sentiments at intraday were negative. Nigeria's NGX traded down at intraday. We see down 0.05%. South Africa's JSE intraday was also down 0.12%. Elsewhere, Egypt's EGX is closed for the week Thursday, but in green territory, we see that index up very well on the green, 0.72%. And talking about yesterday's close, as Thursday's close, Kenya closed Thursday's trading session in negative territory, down 0.29%. Now let's dive deeper into intraday activities at the NGX. Ambrose Omodian, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consulting, joins us. Good afternoon, Ambrose. What stocks are driving trade intraday activities at the NGX, Ambrose?
Yeah, it's expected that this is the first trading week of the month of June that usher into the second half of the year. Seeing the market in oscillation mode, we are not surprised. It's expected that portfolio reshuffling and the sort of rotation will continue, pushing forward the earnings season. Don't forget that in anywhere in the world, when we are approaching earnings season, market players prepare for that earnings season because that's the period we expect to see more momentum in the market, also see more liquidity coming in and out as a lot of market reacting to surprise result, also disappointing result. For me, what we are seeing is part of the market. It's part of the dynamics of the market. That means oscillation is what is welcome at any time. But for this afternoon, that we have seen the market is down. There's a lot of profit taking in the market because we have seen that the last week of the month of June, the usher in the second half of the year, as also we have seen an up market. Now, investors or traders are trying to cash out some money to go to other sectors, also to push on. The good thing is that the money is not leaving the market because even the inflation rate that is hitting almost high shows that even when there is increase in interest rate, because of the negative return we are seeing in the physical market, despite the risk there is low, some investors that understand or traders understand that the opportunity in the equity market continue to move from one sector, they are looking for where they can make more than 50% return. For example, the last masterclass we did just on Saturday, some stocks that were recommended are giving more than 20% in 2 to 3 days. That you can get in physical market. For me, for those that want to really make money in the market, need to invest intelligently by combining their fundamental and technical analysis to make informed investment decisions.
I did see at intraday FBN Holdings was really down. Investors taking profit on that stock. That's in the banking sector. But looking in on the banking space and on the environmental, social, and governance space as well, Fidelity Bank has become the first bank to publish its 2023 Climate and Sustainability Report in Nigerian banking industry. How important is this to Fidelity Bank's bottom line as well as the financial landscape?
No, for me, like you just say, it's a good news for the financial sector and the banking sector generally because it's good that our banks are looking that way to know that it's important for us to preserve our climate. Sustainable report also says that they are taking taking care of what is around them in terms of green environment and what is happening. For me, it's a good one. And don't forget also that Fidelity is a bank that is kind of metamorphosing from a second tier to a first tier bank. All these companies that tells investors that there's a lot of value in Fidelity that they can start in, especially those that are thinking medium and long term in Fidelity. And I believe that other banks also has followed. We'll be seeing more reports from that other banks. But this is standard that Fidelity is the first one to open the primary market activities for them. We're also seeing the first reports coming from this period. For me, it's a signal that investors are thinking long, medium, will look the world because anywhere in the world, whether the economy is in red or in green, it is the banks that drive economic activities. Government cannot do without the banks. The private sector cannot do without the banks. That means as the banks are going into holdings structure, it tells that the banks are set to do well. That means every investor that have long-term mind in their investment objective, look at the bank like Fidelity that is moving from the frontier in terms of performance. This bank has gone to paying interim dividend. Actually, there's a lot of potential there, which other banks are set to tell us what they want to do as regards their primary market activities. But I believe that between 2024 and 2026, still a lot of banking activities, but at the end of the day, our banks become robust with a good liquidity to drive the economy and also to make more money for investors. That means any long-term investor to target good banks, put your relative part of them and invest for long term.
Thank you so much, Ambrose. We'll keep track on that. We'll keep track on what's happening in the banking space, especially with the environmental and the governance space as well. Thank you so much, Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consulting, for your perspective on Business Incorporated.
Thanks for having me.
So let's look at other major equities in the Gulf region. Most of them major equities were closed Thursday, except in the UAE, where equities were negative at intraday. We see Abu Dhabi down 0.01%, Dubai also down 0.01%. They were trading at intraday. But looking in at Saudi and the Qatari indexes, they closed Thursday's session strongly in the green, and that's very big boost for that market. Let's look quickly in the U.S. markets now. Let's see how they performed in early trade today. We see Asia markets. If you look at Asia, let's see what Asia did. Asia is very well expected for them to be profit-taking after it hit all-time highs yesterday. So it's down flat, closed flat. Friday's trading session. Kospi also in the green, 1.23% as a Kospi in South Korea, and Hang Seng in China down 1.27%. Let's look at other markets there. We see Shanghai, the mainland China, also down 0.26%, and the S&P ASX 200 in Australia also down 0.12%. If we look at the US markets, we see that the stocks rose as investors are ready themselves for the jobs report that's coming out today. Later today, Dow Jones futures, we see 0.01% up. S&P 500 futures also up 0.03%. And the NASDAQ futures up 0.12%. NVIDIA, the chip maker, is rebounding. We're seeing that strongly, that performance there. And we can't stop without talking about the UK markets. We see that equities really jumped, and I want to talk to Ini about this. Equities markets really jumped in the UK following that election.
Even the pound has surged, gained, after the announcement of the winner and all of that.
Of course.
It's a new beginning, and I think the markets or investors are really excited about our Labour Party taking.
And we also see that growth forecast from Goldman Sachs. It's following that election that the Labour Party won.
That was so sudden. I mean, barely hours after the announcement, Goldman Sachs gives a review of the economic growth expectation, and I'm just thinking, should we take this personal or something?
Oh, I don't know. But we saw the heartwarming speech from Rishi Sunak, resigning as Prime Minister.
Very heartwarming.
It was really heartwarming. Yes, felt sincere. I really felt touched, Ini. I did.
Did you shed a tear?
Oh, I did. I don't know. But I did.
I'm sure we'll have Juliana in our subsequent programs, give us updates on that, the foreign programs that are coming up, and we can talk to her on Monday. She'll tell us how the weekend was.